everybody, and welcome back to the Hilltop Pillbox here in Abbotsford, British Columbia, Canada. And taking a little bit of a detour from historical board gaming and Axis and Allies games and War Room. Got to tell the story first here. I did not buy this game. Little story behind this is young Grasshopper over there in the Cliffside Bunker. He hosted Larry Harris and a bunch of A&A enthusiasts a couple of years ago down there. Had a great tournament, and War Room was in production at the time, and YG was I'm not sure all of his input on that, but he had some help with that and advertising it at the very least. And so Larry Harris sent him a signed copy of War Room that is just taken off. I think it started coming out in September, October of last year, of 2019. And so, yeah, here it is. And so, a couple of months back, if you've been following the channel, I had done some auctions and sold off a bunch of games, and some are still for sale. If you're interested, and it's just going to help out my son in Manitoba. He's off at university and having some troubles with the funds there. He's in a program that takes a lot of his free time, so he doesn't have much time to actually have work, and so he's had to lean a little more heavily on mom and dad, which, as you know, university is not cheap. So anyway, I had a good response. I was able to have a successful auction of my 1936 game, and out of that came a very generous matching of it from Doug at Historical Board Gaming, who matched the winning bid. So actually, I was able to have even more for my son, which was fantastic. We were able to fly him home for Christmas, and yeah, it was fantastic. So we very thankful for that. Then I got a message from young Grasshopper asking if I had War Room, and I said no. That's that's going to be on the shopping list for a couple of years probably. And just it's a gorgeous game, and I was watching some of the videos, and I thought, boy, that'll be a nice one to play someday. But yeah, I just put it as we all do, right? We all have those things that we say, well, that one's going to take a while. And so what had happened was, behind the scenes, was young Grasshopper was going to gift this to another person, Jorn Orpdal in Norway. And the reason I know Jorn is because he won my very first giveaway contest a couple years back, and he won a little army that I shipped off to Norway. And he already has War Room. And so young Grasshopper asked him, well, who can I send this to? Because YG was really wanting to bless somebody with this game, and as I understand it, Jorn said that Hilltop Pillbox should have a consideration for it. And so young Grasshopper contacted me, and yeah, as you can see, the rest is history. So it just arrived, and it's not in shrink, of course, because Larry signed it. But it's brand new in there. I'm going to do a little bit of an unboxing here in a minute, but I'm just blown away by this, folks, because this is not an inexpensive thing. And also a huge shout out to Moffat Field. As I understand it, Moffat Field paid for the shipping to get it from Ontario to Abbotsford. That's similar to sending from like Buffalo to Seattle. About the same distance, and as you know, it's very heavy. But folks, that's just half of it, because not only did I get the War Room base game, I also got the War Room Jumbo Pack expansion, which I snuck a peek at, and there's just a beautiful rolly map up in there. and a few other neat things that, yeah, I I just sat there looking at it for a while. It's and not because of the physical beauty of the game, which of course there's plenty of, but I was really touched by the kindness shown by others here. So I'll be looking to pass some more stuff on as time goes on, and you know, the great thing about living in today's world in North America anyway, I can't speak for the rest of the world, but is that, you know, when you're down, you know, you don't have to stay down, you know, and you can create things, and you can go out there and make things happen, and surround yourself with good people, which, you know what, folks, I've never even met Young Grasshopper in person, and certainly not Yorn, but I would love to, I'd love to have them come by for a visit, or meet them somewhere, break bread together, and roll some dice, and just have a great time. So, huge shout out to Young Grasshopper, to Yorn, and to Moffett Field for just combining to just send this tremendous blessing my way. Totally blown away by this. But I will. I'm just going to pause it here. I'm going to get some things set up so you can see it. For those of you who aren't familiar with the game, you're just like me. I've just watched a few little videos here and there. I don't know a lot about it. So I'm just going to show you the components and the high quality, and then I'm going to be going over the rules, going over the videos, getting onto sites, asking questions, and I'll hopefully be able to do a game playthrough during our spring break, which is going to be in March, and then I can make sure it's a good quality one, where we're getting most of the rules right. I know that sometimes we've rushed it and said, "Hey, let's do a quick thing," and then we get some of the key rules wrong. So I don't want to hamper anybody with those. But thanks again, folks. We'll just hang on a second, and we'll get the different elements of the out here so you can see them. Just a moment. All right, so I have unboxed a whole bunch of stuff here, and holy cow, Christmas came twice, or early, I guess, this year. Um, I don't know a ton about the game here, so not a lot I can say, although you have your standard boxes with some great photographs on them for each of the playable nations. And something I discovered actually as I checked out some Nightingale videos on this was that this signature edition is a very special thing indeed. There were only 250 and then a couple extras made specially, and so wow, I found out that the boxes that are black, this is the signature edition, the signature release. Black on the inside is thicker. Just everything's just a little bit nicer there, and I'm going to get into the jumbo pack expansion. But yeah, so you've got your requisite battle boards, right? And they're just gorgeous. And I don't know much about the game here, so next video I do on this, when we do our playthrough, we'll explain things much better, of course. But there you have it. And these are just really, they're good thick boards, and they're double-sided here, right? So we got some naval stuff going on there and land stuff going on here, and then same for this here. One though is I guess it's just for having double. I don't personally see any different between them, so probably put them on either end of the room so that you can share it. All these plastic pieces here hold, in my estimation anyway, all the round ones anyway, will hold a lot of these little markers here. I could be wrong at that. I also know that there's fighters and whatnot, and bombers, and they're printed right on, so maybe you just use these to stack up to make extras. I've seen lots of stacks in the videos. Infantry, of course. Okay, everybody's got the yellow infantry, you got green armor and blue artillery. And you go. It comes with a big old set of dice. Now, as I understand it, the Signature Edition, you get some special dice here. So I believe in the regular edition, you get ones that are kind of tan colored, I think. And these are blue, there's black, and there's red in there. So I guess you can change things up. Also, these big cards, thick cardboard again. These are the reference cards. They got all the different phases on them and all the steps inside those phases. And here we got phase 4, the combat, because combat, of course, is the key of this game. Although, as I understand it, economics play a decisive role as well, and morale. So we'll see how that goes. Then you got your order booklets here. And it's got a nice handy cheat sheet right there while you're writing out your orders with what you're going to buy and all the stuff that you're going to be moving and bonuses and whatnot that you have or do not have. The rule book is gorgeous. The rule book is really, really nice. Very nicely laid out. It is pretty small print compared to some of the other ones I've seen, but I think it's still 10 point there, so it's not tiny. But it's all well laid out and lots of pictures to help describe the rules. So you're not looking through, what was that old book, Squad Leader or whatever, and you got tons and tons of rules and not too many graphics to help you along. But yeah, it's all your typical stuff here. We've got the, I guess these are hotspot markers here, and we've also got some of the pegs that they use to show you how well your country is doing with their different resources and whatnot. This is the center of the map right here, and everything branches off from this. I believe there's 5 big pieces of map, and they're still in the shrink here. I didn't want to unwrap it quite yet. We'll see how that goes later on. But apparently we've got the homeland starts here, and then you got acceptable stress, and then as things go on, obviously you're going to lose things the more you get involved in war, apparently, and until you get to that looks really bad. There you go. Units dessert, 1 per stress, and that's not the good kind of dessert, people. This is the dessert when people leave the table before dessert. And then, of course, turn order for the different nations. So there's 7 playable nations, of course. They also have these handy-dandy things, which you fold up, and then you put the cards. These are the cards here. There's a good video on the cards on Nightingale Games, and I'll be going over all this stuff too once I learn it, and we'll be putting all this on the video. It's going to be a while though, folks. Got to be patient. But then you just push from the back side and slide the cards in as you go. And apparently there's a number of cards that don't really have a lot going on, like this one here. I don't think there's any resources there or anything, but it just shows that you have it. So they've got one of these for each nation, and then they've got some extras, because apparently Japan starts with a bunch of stuff and gains a bunch of stuff, as we all know Japan does. So you don't have to take up just this one, you can use another one. Yeah. Bombs are falling, factories are getting hit. And yeah. This is it's going to be fun to learn this one though. So on this side here is what I got in the core set of the Signature Edition. This is beautiful, folks. I've seen a lot of games in my life, and as you can see on the back wall back here, I mean, lots. And we're down quite a bit, but yeah, I've seen a lot of games in my time, and these are this is very well done. It's yeah, well worth investing if you are humming and hawing about the game. I can tell you right now, the components you will not be disappointed with. But then with the Jumbo Pack expansion came a whole bunch of other stuff, and I want to start with these things here. If you've ever played the game Diplomacy, no dice involved, and you just make deals and break deals. And that's we have little folders that we made for those, and you pass the orders back and forth in folders. And I always thought that was a neat idea, and that's what they have here for in the Jumbo Pack expansion. All right, of this signature edition. And what you do, as you can see, we've got the paper ones here, and they're too small to fit in there. Right? So they made up these, and then there are these boards here. And they just fit underneath the thing here. It's hard to do with one hand, but you get the idea. There we go. And you just write your orders. And it's also got the little corner things there. You slide these under. I'm not going to try to do that with one hand. And you can write all your orders there with a dry erase marker. And take care of it that way. So, and there's spot for two in case a player has to play, you know, both Germany and Italy, or both China and America, or what have you. You've got spot for two. So that's great, and needs obviously lots for there. We got lots of stickers. I believe those came in the base game. I kind of moved stuff out before I was really ready to do the video. But there's enough of these here. There's 6 of them here for the 6-player game. So there's 7 playable nations, but 6 players. Lots of stickers. Not exactly sure what they're going to do yet, but I'm sure it's going to be fun. I get a dice bag, and apparently it holds all the dice, because you do get another 10 dice. So I'm sitting here, I think I got 40 dice now for this game, and I think it comes with 20, I think. So with the Jumbo Pack expansion and it being the signature edition, I have more than typical. These things here, I thought these are the bowls I should use when I'm on a diet. That's what I should put my peanuts in or something, or my chips, and I'll probably lose a little bit more weight. But they're not. In fact, they sit that way, and you take the dice that you're going to roll. Whoops. Don't be looking at the screen when you do that. Okay, you take them like that. Apparently you do that, and then you see your roll. Okay, I like that. That's pretty nifty. Not a lot of manipulation going on there, and you, yeah, get to have some fun. Plus, it doesn't take up a lot of room, right? Do that, and you don't need a ton of room that you can do it. You can do it on the floor if you need to, I guess. That's handy dandy. Coasters. They also give you a half dozen coasters here, and these are of a kind of like a foamy material. Not even sure. They're just, yeah, kind of a foamy material. It's got the War Room symbol on it and all the flags. So there you have that. This is a really neat idea. I think every game should have these, but this is just a gorgeous sand timer. It's a 10-minute timer, and yeah, whenever it's time, I've been told via the videos that I've watched that you use it for when you're doing your orders, so people don't take too long on the orders. So you just set the timer over and away you go. I think that's just a brilliant idea. Another great thing is they send you 6 of these. All right, if you've ever seen those movies where they're trying to, especially get the RAF over to where the Luftwaffe is coming in, you can do that, right? Just move little things around, move all the stuff. When your units get wiped out, you bring them off the board, or if you're going to invade, you can just push them, you know, where they need to go. Again, it doesn't look great, me just doing this on the back of a map, but that looks like a lot of fun. And these are wood, by the way. They feel like wood anyway. Yeah, they're wood. So it's not just cheapo plastic. It's nice wood. And I guess I'll just lay that down there. And the last thing that came is the map. And this is a big map. I believe it's 4x4. And now the map, as you know, is round, or maybe you don't know that, but the map is round. And so we're just going to go around here, go around our light man. All right. And so you can see it's, oh, sorry for that, folks. As you can see, it's about the same size as my Historical Board Gaming 1939 map. It's not going to be as long, mind you. It's only going to be half as long, but it's 48 inches by 48 inches. And it's made of that foam, right? made of foam. It's not a cardboard or plastic or something like that. It's made of that pretty forgiving stuff. And we'll be taking a closer look at that, of course, when we play, and you'll get a much better look at it. I suspect I'm probably going to use that map. It's a little larger than this one, than the one you put together. But from what I understand it, this is, if you'll pardon the pun, this is the bomb for this game, is to play on that map. So that's what we'll set up and learn the game on, me and my buddies. So, wow, just an amazing gift. Feeling really blessed by all of this. Yeah, I was at a loss for words for a while. My wife was just sitting there, and she's like, "You okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." I don't even know what to say. This is a very special treat, um, and I don't, you know, yeah, don't know what else to say. But thanks to Young Grasshopper and Moffett Field and Jorn Orpdahl, and you three are great for supporting myself, my family this way, and we're going to definitely get some good quality videos out about this, and hopefully won't have too many mistakes. Hopefully we'll get the rules correct as we go. I'm going to have to do a lot of studying, but I'm looking forward to that because this game really is it's turning my crank right now. I'm just like, wow, this looks really really intense. And for myself, I love the mix of politics, economics, and conflict. Because seriously, conflict without the other two is just, gangs going at it. And I guess there's some economics there, right? But this has got everything in it. So I'm gonna be taking a look at this, learning it as best I can, and hopefully get my buddies over here, and we'll start. I'd say rolling some dice, but I think we're just gonna shake the daylights out of the dice and see what happens. So, well, thanks so much for tuning in today, folks. And we'll see you again. We'll probably have another couple videos up in the next month or so of different things going on. But this one here we'll probably get up for you in during the March break. Yeah, when we'll actually have our gameplay. If we can get up sooner, we'll do that, and you'll definitely know. So thanks so much for subscribing. I can't believe it. I just went over 1,800 last week, and that just blows my mind. Just thanks for all the support, folks. And yeah, what can I tell you? Just hug your loved ones. Tell them they're really important to you. Tell them that you're grateful they're around. And whatever you do, never forget that a lot of people out there just need encouragement, need some help. And when you're in a position to do so, go for it. And just give them everything you can. And until the next time, folks, may those dice be with you.